So 90, 60, 30, 90 seconds of strength. That's split into 2 exercises of 45 seconds each. 60 seconds of cardio. That is also split into 2 exercises. And then 1 30-second exercise of core. We're just going to have to give you a bunch of leg exercises or something. Maybe some body weight stuff in terms of like, shoulder movements or something might be productive, but you might just be doing like lower body the whole time just because, yeah, pretty much. So, yeah. Yeah, we don't want to leave you off balance. So that's the plan for today. We'll start with a warm up as always, workout, and end with a cool down. And then, yeah, as I said, for those rounds of 90, 60, 30, there's only about 10 to 15 seconds in between rounds, but you can always, or in between exercises, you can always take more rest than that. And then I give you your longer structured rest in between the rounds. All right, so let's get started. Let's start with our torso twist today. Start with some rotation movement. Plant the feet, start to feel the hips loosen up, core loosen up, some motion through the spine here. Nice and smooth. Don't want to be moving too rapidly through the spine. Good. Now let's kick it up. Little twist still here. Okay, so still getting some motion through the upper body. Core starts to warm up. Hips start to warm up. Stretch through those hamstrings. Good. Let's go to arm circles forward. Ease into that range of motion again. Don't force it. Hopefully they'll get a little looser as you go. Switch directions when you're ready. Good. And straight across. Yeah. This is your workout. All right, let's continue with the rotation and hamstring. So windmills next. Spread those feet apart. Okay, legs as straight as you're comfortable here to work that stretch through the hamstring. Start nice and slow, especially if you're feeling sore in those hamstrings. Okay, we don't want to do any damage to those. As you get comfortable, okay, you can speed it up a little bit, focus a little bit more on activation. Good, and then let's come up and let's just shake it out. Let's bounce on the balls of our feet here. Nice and loose arms, nice and loose knees and ankles. Start to get the blood flowing a bit here. And let's take this into butt kickers. Let's get those knees up just a little bit. Hi, Jess. Thanks for joining. Good, and then there's some slow body weight squats here. Okay, work some range of motion through those hips. Feel those hamstrings, glutes, quads, calves, everything in that lower body warming up. Core is staying engaged as well. Feel that range of motion come through those hips and knees and ankles. Let's go about 10 reps, okay? So just a few more here, and then we'll get started. As you finish up your 10 reps, feel free to do any more stretching on your own. And we'll get into our first round of 90, 60, 30. Okay, so as you guys finish up there, somewhat pay attention to me here, and we'll start with our first round. Okay, so our first round, we're going to have, you don't need weights for this if you don't want, but if you do, it's going to be a squat variation, so you can hold the weight in front of your chest, on your shoulders, whatever. What we're going to do, we're going to squat down. And then as we come up, do a little lateral raise with our leg, and we'll just come back to normal. Okay, so what we don't want to do here is this. Okay, you should stay nice and upright, and your leg doesn't have to get way up here. It should be a nice little motion, and that's going to help you feel that best contraction. Okay, and then our second exercise is bent over rows. That's when I think you could still go through the range of motion and get some benefit out of that. Okay, we'll just start with the strength so you don't start thinking about cardio yet. All right, so again, optional weight for this first one, 45 seconds. Then I'll give you about 10, 15 seconds, and then right into bent over rows. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Down, up, down, up. Good. And again, what we want to avoid is the tip lean over. Okay, stay pretty straight. And again, it's not a huge range of motion. You should feel the squeeze here. If you're not, you're probably tipping over or you're bending your knee a little bit too much. Good. Again, body weight is fine here. If you want to grab some weight, okay, probably go goblet version. That's probably the easiest way. Good. As many reps as you can here. You got 10 more seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Pick up those weights if you're using them. Again, bent over rows. Find that hip hinge position here. Okay. Maybe you need a staggered stance. Okay. The closer we can get to parallel to the ground, the better. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Drive with those elbows. Squeeze those shoulder blades. Good. Control down. What I want to think about here is pulling those scaps back. Pack the scap, shoulders is the scapula, right? Drive, squeeze, and as you lower, keep those shoulders engaged and then relax at the bottom. Re-engage, range of motion, keep them squeezing, and then come down. Getting as much work as possible out of these 45 seconds. You got about 10 seconds to go. Almost there, a couple more. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Cardio, 30 seconds each. We're going to go with cross jacks, okay? You can cross your feet or not, depending on what you're comfortable with. And then we have our football feet. So knees bent, butt down on the balls of our feet. Okay? 30 seconds each only for these. Cross jacks to start. 3, 2, 1, begin. Okay, maybe cross your feet messes you up. We can do normal jumping jack feet there. That's okay. I don't need 2 people with broken arms. 15 seconds to go here. Keep up the pace, 10 seconds. We're moving as fast as we can for these cardio rounds. 3, 2, 1. Good. You have 10 seconds for football feet is next. Okay. Some people like to swing their arms. Some people like to hold them. Find what works for you. 3, 2, 1, go. Stay as low as you can. And by low, I mean butt to the floor, not chest to the floor. Good. Keep them moving. Keep them moving. Quads starting to burn. Halfway. Keep them going. Keep them going. 10 seconds. A little lower. A little lower. Keep it going. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. Let's make our way down to our mat. We're going to go leg raises to start. Okay. Feet together. Both legs is our harder version. A little bit of a modification. Single leg. Okay. Heels never touch the ground. Slow and controlled down. Bring them up. 3, 2, 1, go. This is only 30 seconds here. Try your best to keep that back as flat as you can on that mat by pressing that belly button through the spine as you lower. That's when you're going to try to feel that back come up. If we can't get that back to lay flat, stick the hands under the butt for a little bit more support. 10 seconds, then we get some rest. 3, 2, 1, and rest. Nice job. Grab some water if we need it. You get a minute of rest here. All right, as you guys rest, again, I'll just give you the strength ones to start. Okay, we're gonna have deadlifts to start. Again, we're back to 45 seconds for these. Okay, deadlifts and then our Arnold press. So refresher on the Arnold press, just a variation of shoulder press where our palms are facing us, and then we're just adding that to a normal shoulder press. Okay, so a little external rotation before doing our normal shoulder press. Okay, 45 seconds each for those. You got another 15 seconds before we're back to 45 seconds each for deadlifts and Arnold press. All right, here we go. Deadlifts to start. 3, 2, 1, begin. Nice soft knees here. Okay, we never want to have our legs locked out. And then we're working on that hip hinge. Pretend there's a bar going through our hips, and that's our axis of rotation. Hips and butt should move backwards a little bit. Chest and chin stay in line. Nice flat back. Hands or weight should be following pretty close to our legs. We don't want to be getting out over those toes. And then we press through those heels and the midfoot up. Fire those glutes, core engaged. Make sure as we lower, we're not increasing that knee bend, because then as you can see, it just turns into a squat, right? So only go as far as those hamstrings are going to let you, and where you feel you don't lose those shoulders. Couple more here. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. All right, switch. Arnold press. So palms facing in, externally rotate and out. One smooth motion. Okay, we don't have to break it up like this. It's just one smooth. Okay, and we don't want on our shoulder press our arms way out here anyways. We should be just a little bit inside. 3, 2, 1, begin. And make sure we don't lose that core and start leaning back when we get tired. Okay, we don't want to put any stress on the back that's not needed. Good. Good, just nice and smooth out and up. And again, we don't want to be at 180 here. We want to bring those elbows in just a little bit. Okay, if you have tighter shoulders, maybe you're just staying in a neutral grip. Okay, so you're just doing a little less twisting. 15 seconds here. 10, rep it out. Couple more good ones here. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. Cardio, 30 seconds each. Okay, we have our squat jacks. Our options here are normal progression, out and in. Okay, if you want to add floor touch, that's going to be our harder progression. Okay, and then we have mountain climbers for cardio. You may want to just go to, I don't know, can you go on your forearms or high knees, something like that. Okay. Yeah, I know last time you had a wrist, we tried forearm, but a little different than last time. But all right, 30 seconds squat jacks. 3, 2, 1, begin. Again, we can go here. We can add at reach. Good. When we add that reach, make sure it's through the hips, right? Okay. Just like when we don't pick things up, we're bending through the knees and the hips, not through the back. 10 seconds. Keep up the pace. Nice shot. 3, 2, 1. Mountain climbers next. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Shoulders right over our wrists, straight lines from head to hips. Driving those knees as quick as you can. Brace that core. Find your pace and stick with it. 15 seconds. 10 seconds. We'll go down to our mat after this for core. 3, 2, 1. Good. Back to our backs here. Okay. we're going to do our penguins or our heel touches, okay? So head and shoulders up, really squeezing here, nice and compact as you reach for the outside of those heels. 3, 2, 1, go. Squeeze and breathe here. The further your feet are away, the further you're going to have to reach. Work those obliques a little more. 10 seconds. Squeeze and breathe. Rest after this. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. Grab some water if we need it. You got a minute of rest. All right, as you guys get some rest here, we're back to strength. 45 seconds for 2 exercises. All right, so we're going to kind of do the opposite exercise here. We're going to start with bent over fly, standing up, and then we're going to lay down for chest fly. Okay. Yeah, we'll just start with those before we get to cardio. You got another 15 seconds here of rest. All right, bent over flies. Again, we need to find that hip hinge position. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Again, we're squeezing those shoulder blades, trying to maintain that squeeze even as you lower. And we want to get a little bit of a backwards motion here, okay? Not just straight out, or else we're not going to get any back involved, and we're just going to be isolating the back of those shoulders. A little bit of a backwards motion. Again, think about your chest fly, but just in the reverse fashion. 15 seconds. Couple more quality reps here, and then we'll make our way down to our box or our mat, wherever you're comfortable for chest fly. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, down to your box or mat, whichever you prefer. Okay. Inhale down. Exhale, squeeze it up. Focusing on that chest here. 3, 2, 1, go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze it up. Shoulders back and down into that mat. Really focus on that chest, front of the shoulders here. Slight bend in those elbows. Remember, we don't want to have our joints locked out. You're just over halfway. Ten seconds. Rep it out here. Keep focusing on that chest. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. We got a box cardio round next. Okay, so we're going to start with our side to side up and overs. 1 foot on, 1 foot off. Okay. Notice how we don't want to stand up in between. We stay kind of like those football feet, knees bent, but low. Find your rhythm. Okay. Start slow and then speed it up. Okay. And then we're going to go with either jumps or step ups, whatever you're comfortable with. So again, we can do full jumps or we can do step ups as quick as we can. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. 1 foot on, 1 foot off. As you speed up, you'll feel that a little more. You're just tapping that outside foot, pressing that top foot into the box. Good. Again, find your speed and just stick with it. If you started slow and get comfortable, you can try speeding it up. You're over halfway already. Knees bent, butt low. Don't stand up at the top. 3, 2, 1. Good. 10 seconds. Okay, again, we're going step ups, 1 foot at a time. If we're comfortable, we can jump. If we're jumping, soft knees to absorb the blow. 3, 2, 1. Go. Find your rhythm, get comfortable, try to get going. Hey, if you're jumping, same thing. Find a rhythm. If you can speed it up, land nice and quick. That's great. 10 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Good. Back down to our mat. This time we'll go Russian twists. Adding weight is optional. And then remember, we can do feet on the ground. We can do feet in the air. Any of those modifications, adding weight to either if you want. 30 seconds here. 3, 2, 1, go. Okay, here's feet in the air. We can lower those feet. Make sure that core stays active as we lean back. If you're feeling that low back, you probably loosen up that core and maybe you need to come up just a little bit. But let's make sure those shoulders are back. Nice open chest to the sky. Squeeze and breathe. You got it. Rest after this. 3, 2, 1. Nice job. And rest. Good work so far. 10 minutes to go. Make sure we leave enough time at the end here to cool it down. All right. Next round. We're going to start with, we'll start laying down for pullovers. Okay, so remember that's this. Okay, slight bend in the arms. And then we're going to stand it up for lunge with bicep curl. Okay, reverse lunge or forward lunge. And then either adding your curl at the bottom or in between. Up to you. Okay, so remember we're back to 45 seconds for these. You have about 15 seconds to rest. And then we're down either to the box or the mat for pullovers. 1 or 2 weights, depending on what you're comfortable with, depending on what number you got. 45 seconds of pullovers. Here we go. 3, 2, 1, go. Inhale, lengthen. Exhale, squeeze up. Slight bend in the elbows. Okay. Only as far as your shoulders are comfortable in the back. And then I want you to focus on that tight core. That's going to help you feel those lats as you squeeze up. Feel some help from the chest here as well. If you're struggling to know if your lats are engaging, take one arm and stick it across the side, okay, and wrap around that rib cage a little above it. That's where your lat runs. Okay, if you feel that muscle moving, that's half the battle. You know where it is. Now let's try to feel it squeeze. Couple more reps here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Back to standing. Up and down, part of the workout. Lunge and curl next. So forward lunge is fine. Reverse lunge is fine. And then 2 progressions for the curl, either doing it in between our lunge reps, or if you want to challenge the leg strength and the balance, add it at the bottom. Okay, just don't combine them. So don't do one of these, because then you're dropping under the weight and we're not really getting much work out of that curl. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Up to you which version here. You want to challenge those legs a bit. You want to challenge that core strength, that ankle stability. Try it at the bottom. You really want to focus on that good curl. You can do it at the top. Remember our lunge, our front legs are working leg. We're always pushing through that front foot to get back up. It's a little more relevant on that reverse lunge where we have that option to push off. We want to try to avoid that. Couple more reps here. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right, we're going to hurt the legs now. We're going to go skaters right after those lunges. Okay. And then we're going to go back to our box again for toe taps. Remember, we can do these in a march fashion or we can speed it up. Skaters, remember our progression. Okay. If we don't like impact, curtsy lunge, I want a little arm curl there. Okay. If you find hopping, add a hop. If you want to add that full reach, that's fine too. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go. Again, whatever version's comfortable here. If you're comfortable with the hop, great. If not, low impact, more of a curtsy lunge. Good. Keep it moving. 10 seconds. Let's go. 3, 2, 1. Good. To the box. Toe taps. Okay. We can march it. We can speed it up. Okay. Nice and light on those feet. I don't want to hear a lot of noise on the box. Here we go. 3, 2, 1. Go. Get those arms matching. Opposite leg, opposite arm. Tight core here. Standing tall. Good. If we don't have a box or anything at home, just try to reach out for the top of that water bottle without kicking it over. Trying to stay light on the feet. Couple more reps here. 3, 2, 1. Good. Core, low plank position. We're going to add a hip dip here, hip twist. Okay. Holding a plank is challenging enough. Go ahead and hold that plank. Modify even further down to the knees. You could still do the twist if you wanted here. Okay. 30 seconds. 3, 2, 1. Begin. Don't let those hips dip too low below the body. You don't need to get all the way to the ground. It's more of a twist through the hips and the spine. Good. Squeezing and breathing. 10 seconds. We'll stay on the mat after this. 3, 2, 1. Good. All right. We'll stay on our mat here because we only have 3 minutes left of class. So let's do a quick additional bonus 2 core exercises before we get into cool down. All right. So let's go. Windshield wipers to start. We'll only do 30 seconds each. That'll leave us about a minute and a half for cool down. Okay, so windshield wipers, straighter the legs, the harder. If you want a little easier, bend the knees. Okay, and then we're going to go right into bicycle crunches after that. Okay, here we go. 3, 2, 1, begin. Straighter the legs, the harder, but make sure you're not touching that ground as you lower nice and slow. Okay, a little easier, bend those knees. Okay, don't worry about the shoulders or anything staying flat. That's okay. That's more of just range of motion. Keep it going. Less than 10 seconds here, and then we're going right into bicycle crunches. I'll give you a 3, 2, 1 in each direction. 3, 2, 1. Bicycle crunches. 3, 2, 1. Go. Make sure you're not pulling on the head or neck. Make that core do all the work. Okay, modification. Feet down. One knee up at a time. Twist across still. Keep going. Squeeze and breathe. 10 seconds, and then we'll cool it down. Almost there. 3, 2, 1. Good. We can start on our mat today. Grab some water if you need it before you get into the cool down. Whenever you're ready, we're going to start from our butterfly. But take your time getting there, grab some water. And now we're just going to focus on our breathing as we stretch. Deep breaths today. think about every exhale, your body naturally should sink a little deeper into that stretch. If you want a little more range of motion here, you can have some help from your elbows, but don't push too hard. Any of the stretches we go through, you can always hold longer than I do. I just want to try to get us out of here. So let's go left leg out, right foot on the inside of the left thigh. Reach wherever's comfortable here, whether that's one hand to the shin or toes, whether that's two if you're a little more flexible. And again, just sink into it here. Every exhale, try to let that chest and chin fall a little closer to that leg. And we'll slowly work over to the other side. Again, hold anything as long as you want here. Same thing, reaching wherever's comfortable. Slow that breathing down. Nice big inhale. Exhale, try to sink a little deeper. Good. We'll go both legs out. You can do a V if that's better for you, or maybe fully both kind of parallel to each other. Do whatever's comfortable for you. Same thing, trying to keep those knees down. Exhale, reach a little further. Good. Now we'll bring them together and let's bring our left leg up and over our right. Let's twist over to the left shoulder. You can use that right elbow to get a little bigger stretch out of that left glute, that left hip. And then from here, deep breath in. Exhale, try to twist a little further over that shoulder. And slowly unwind to the other side. Right comes over left. Over the right shoulder. You can use that left arm if you want an increase in that right hip and glute stretch. Good. We'll rotate up. Okay, hip and quads, you can go a half kneel. You can go runner's lunge, standing quad stretch. Okay, any of those will work today. Then hold these as long as you need. When you're ready, you can make your way to the other side. All right. We'll finish with our chest opener today. Okay, so option number one, interlock the hands. If this is deep enough for you, that's great. You can stick with it. If you want a deeper option, grab a spot on the wall, one arm at a time. Okay, lean forward and in. Again, deep breaths here. Hold that as long as you need. Make sure you get both sides. After you do that, I will let you go. Feel free to do some more stretching on your own if you have time. But we will end 90, 60, 30 there for today. Thank you for joining.